Hey guys, I have no idea if you can see me or not. I don't have anyone behind the camera and I can't see the camera. So hi, welcome to Tracy's Fancy. Thank you for being here. I am live in my shop painting tonight. I want to be close, babe, because I'm going to be right here on this little circle. So I know we're like super up close and personal, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And do you want me to pull that out, babe?
No.
I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to cover. We're good?
Right back.
Okay, Matt will be right back, guys. He is grabbing a snack before he passes out, I guess. So we are gonna get started here. Let me tell you what I'm doing right now. So I was just live over on Dixie Belle's page, and we did a color wash with the silk paint. So these are all silk paints, everything except for the red that you see. And if you aren't familiar with silk paint, it's an all-in-one paint. An all-in-one paint by Dixie Belle, and it has one coat of a blocking primer, a stain blocking primer, the paint, and one coat of gator hide basically in it, and the equivalent of having a coat of gator hide as a top coat. So it's like an all-in-one product that you can just paint and be done with, and it gives a wonderful silky satiny finish. And I had already done this side prior, and then tonight on live video we just did this side, and I'm down to just needing to paint this little jewel here in the middle, and that's what we're about to do. Once I get that done, then we can go ahead and do the red highlights on the inside of this, as well as finish out the gold, and we can do some red highlights up in there. So I thought he was just gonna go grab like some chips or something, or some nuts or something, but he's cooking and he's in the microwave and he's stirring, and so it's taking a little bit longer. But here he comes, and he does this head shake thing, like as he's walking out he's going like this, like he's so irritated. What is that? It smells good.
It's pot roast.
And now he's looking at me over his glasses like I am the meanest person in the world. It's ridiculous. Babe, really, seriously, there's nothing wrong with me telling them that I'm waiting on you. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a little contest. Are y'all ready? A little contest. Do we have people on? Because I don't know.
Yes, we do.
Tell me who we have on.
Maureen is on.
Hi, Maureen.
Amber, Susan, Catherine.
Is this Instagram?
Emma. This is Facebook.
Oh, this is Facebook?
This is Facebook. This one's Instagram.
I get so confused.
And the handles are really weird on Instagram, so I'm not going to read them.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to. That's okay. Hi, Instagram. We're on both Facebook and Instagram. That smells really good, and I'm really hungry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Because you want to eat on camera.
No, that's all right. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to do this tiny little check, and people may think I'm crazy for doing it because they probably wonder, why don't you just get a piece of, scrapbook paper, or I don't know. Surely there's something like that you could find that you could just decoupage onto that one little spot. Or why does it have to be checks? Couldn't it just have been like a highlighted stone or something like that? But I like it, and I think it shows that you took, you went the extra mile and you took the time to do some detail. And so that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So first I have a pencil, and if you look at that closely, it's not even, like and it's fine. Like I didn't measure it. It's just drawn lines, and I just fill them in, and they're not perfect. Like some are more like rectangles and some are more like squares, and that is totally okay. With that, Matt is super OCD about stuff like that. So would you have noticed that, babe?
Mm-hmm.
You would have? Would it matter?
The other one's not on straight.
What? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Well, because I did it on live video with you.
Oh, no.
Well, I straightened it out. I think it looks pretty good.
Five and Dime says your checks are a jam.
Thanks. Thank you.
Sandy, Tammy, Terry, Patty. Got a bunch of new ones in here.
Yay. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Not new people, but new people signing in.
Signing on. Okay. I'm glad y'all are here. Thank you. And if you think anyone needs to see that, I would love it if you'd hit that share button, because that really helps. That tells Facebook that we are doing something really cool and that more people need to see it, and then they'll send it out to more people. So that's awesome. Also, if you did not know this, I put my link to Dixie Belle Paint Company because I'm a brand ambassador for them, and I get a kickback on anyone who orders paint through my link. So you would order paint and then it would be shipped to your door. And that's their way of thanking me for sending you and making you a Dixie Belle customer. And it's actually attached to my name and they know that it's me that sent you. So I want to thank you in advance for any of you that use my link on a regular basis, because it really supports my business. It supports my passion and it allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. So I appreciate that. And I use silk paint, and on the base coat tonight, I used Serenity, which is this color right here.
Shannon's screen is black.
Her screen is black.
Yep.
You may have to go out and come back in, Shannon. That's weird. Serenity, and then I top coated it with Harbor. Washed. Serenity, and I washed it in Harbor, and then wiped it back with baby wipes. So these are the two colors. And then I used white white cap. I used white cap for this, and I'm about to use Anchor for the black. Silk paint, like I said, is all in one, and Dixie Belle has kits now, sample kits for the product. So it comes in 2 small jars in a little bag, and it's 2 colors. I think you have 2 choices, and it's 2 colors of paint, silk paint, if you want to just try it out and not commit to like a whole 16 ounces. You can do that, and those are available. So I put my link there, and you can just go over there and look under paints and then look under silk. And that's what we're using. All right, so I got a pencil. So what I do, no measuring anything. I just pick the middle. Okay, I just pick the middle, and I just draw a line about halfway down, check it, make sure I'm still good, put my pencil back down, and then I just keep going. That's all I did. And then I just started drawing lines across. I just like, well, I want my square to be about that big. And then I just keep going down. And I do it again. My square about the same, about that big. Now, you could get a piece of paper if you were really anal about this. Not a ruler, because obviously this thing is convex. It's like this. It's like an eyeball. It comes out. It's not flat. So if it were flat, you could put a piece of paper up there, but it's convex. Big word, right? So I just eyeball it.
Does silk paint have the same coverage as regular chalk paint?
Yes. It covers the same amount of square feet. Yes, which I can't remember what that square foot coverage is per can. Okay, so now I'm going to go on the other side. So I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to say, okay, I want my square to be about that big. And I draw my line down. I try to get right in front of it. In fact, I'm going to turn in my seat because I really do need to stay right in front of it to make sure it's straight. Plus, my pencil sharpener is broken, and Matt had to carve this pencil with a knife, which I appreciate, but it's wonky.
All right, you gotta move the tripod around a bit.
Well, no, I'm gonna move out of the front of it, babe. Just be patient.
No, I set one camera in front of the other.
Okay, one more little line here. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut it in half. So I'm gonna pick the middle again. And I'm gonna go that way and that way. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. It's actually easier if you start in the middle and go over. I'm going up a little bit, I think.
This chair has really gotten loud.
I know it is loud, isn't it?
Time to give it away.
Now listen, guys. My eyes got so blurry after doing this the other day. I was like, "Ooh, Lord have mercy." That's why I wrote in my description. I was like, "Send glasses. I need some of those." What are those called, babe? We always talk about them. Loupes. Is that what those are called? Jewelers use those glasses. You said your dad used to use them.
Oh yeah, I don't know what they're called.
These are off a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Oh, babe, can you get that washed for me? Okay, so that is that. Now, I'm going to give my Anchor. This is Anchor, my silk Anchor paint. Also an all-in-one. I'm going to open it up. And I'm just going to use my lid. And I'm going to use this tiny little angled brush. It is so tiny. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I mean, it is the littlest of little, but it does have an angle to it. It does. It's got a good point on it. Hope y'all could see that. I can't tell what y'all can see. And dip it barely in my brush. And then I just pick a spot, and this takes forever. So you can do it a couple ways. You can finish one whole square and make like 4 flips in one square. I use that little tiny angled part to fill from each corner, okay? Or you can dip your brush and you can just do every other square, just one corner, just like this. And I know y'all are like, she is freaking crazy. I know. But y'all know what? I love this. Like, I seriously love this. I love doing this. So see how I'm just filling every corner, then go back, skip over a little bit. I'm just doing all the left corner. What this does is this allows your hand to stay in the same position, and you're just filling that left corner every time.
Becky says you're so talented. She loves the color of the chest and the checks.
Aw, thank you, Becky. Thank you. You're sweet.
Juana York says, yep, that's a jeweler's loop.
A jeweler's loop.
That's
okay.
right. Amber says, let's see here. A or B, left or right, 1 or 2, apple or orange. I love it on your page. Of course, you know I follow everything you do.
I know you do, Amber. You're so sweet. So
is Anchor like a charcoal? Or
no,
more
Anchor
black?
is their dark. Here, baby, will you find it? Find their blacks. Anchor is their darkest of blacks. They've got 3 blacks. Another problem I have when I'm detailing is I can't talk very much because I hold my breath. Anchor's their darkest. They have Anchor, Black Sands, and what was the other one called? Deep Sea? Deep Sea?
Deep Sea.
Which is like a midnight blue. So I personally prefer this, doing one. Oh, I meant for y'all to time me. I wanted to know how long this would take. Okay, so now, well, let me do this one, even though it's not like a squared angle over here. Let me do it. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip my brush. I know, tiny flip. I just rolled it. I'm just rolling it over so that little pointer is now on the other side. So now I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna do the other side of each square. This one's a little bit more of a struggle for me. Not as comfortable doing this one. Now also, this will build up and it won't be such a fine cut on your brush. You need to wipe your paint off every once in a while. Wipe it off so you don't have such a big buildup on it. Honestly, I probably should move my chair, but I'm not going to because I'm on live video. So now I'm just going to go to every other square.
Are you uncomfortable?
Am I uncomfortable?
Is that why you need to move your chair?
No, it's at an angle. It's for an angle. Are you being smarty pants?
No.
Oh, no, it's for the angle. He asked if would I want to move my chair because I'm uncomfortable. Is this going to be super boring for y'all? I feel like it's super boring. Can you engage with them, Matt, and see if there's anything I need to know that they're asking or saying? Are they telling me I'm crazy?
No, everybody seems to be enjoying it. A lot of good positive comments.
You can
If
say
y'all are curious about my pot roast, it was delicious, and I finished it with a couple of Oreo cookies.
he does make a good pot roast. He makes it. He's our cook. He is our cook. Although my health and wellness group, I do see now I'm wiping away. I'm getting too much paint on there, so I got to wipe it away. I made some really. Did you see my food in there, babe?
I did see that.
It's so good.
What is that?
I made chicken stuffed mushrooms that were delicious. They're called Asian stuffed mushrooms. That's what they're called.
Oh.
And with a dipping sauce. And I also made salmon patties.
Is all this piece painted in silk?
This whole piece is painted in silk.
Except for the red.
Except for the red.
And the gold.
Well, the gold, yeah, the gold's the wax.
And the black.
No, the black is silk.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're saying they're not bored.
Not bored, huh? Well, let's talk. Y'all talk to me. This is the time. Y'all got me being still. I'm barely breathing. Holding my breath.
Oh, thanks, Jackie.
Ask me anything.
Congratulated Zadie for getting her braces.
Oh, that's so sweet. Is that Jackie Loudon?
Did the cabinets come with the medallions, or did you add them?
I added them. They are WoodUBend. I added them. Okay, again, I'm wiping my brush. So it's probably about, I don't know, every 10, 15 squares I'm having to wipe my brush. Okay, so now, you know, I was doing it like this, and then I flipped it, and I did this. Now I'm going to do the bottom corner. So now I'm going to change my hand and flip my brush. I'm going to take this pointed end down into that far corner. So now I'm in my comfort zone again. This is working.
Yeah, Dubs, the Oreos were separate from the pot roast. It's funny you say that because we have a son that mixes everything together in a bowl, no matter what he's eating.
It does. It's really gross.
It is gross. It's like porridge.
It's really gross.
Do you prefer any certain artist brushes or just generics?
I just buy generics. I've never had a company has never sent me like little artist brushes. I would love to have my own someday, but I do like this little tiny brush is actually a really good brush from Hobby Lobby. And I just go to Hobby Lobby and stand there and touch them and feel them and look to see whatever I might need for whatever project I'm working on. But I couldn't even tell you what brand it is. It's a Master's Touch, a 1500, and it's called an Angular Shader. Angular Shader.
I thought you were going to say it was Maybelline or something.
No, I did use I did use an eyeshadow brush.
Thanks, Debbie.
Shadowing.
What color is that purplish color?
It's actually red. It is red. It's Honky Tonk Red. And you get sort of a purple hue when you highlight red over blues because red and blue make purple. So y'all see what we're doing? We're filling in the square and all that's left is that one little corner still. And then we've got to go back. Do what, babe?
And next you have to stand on your head to paint the other corner.
No, I'll flip it. And then we have to go back. Okay, so now, you know, I was like this, and then I was like this. Now I'm going to paint that bottom corner. So now I turn my brush and my hand upside down. So now I'm going to come at it from the top.
Come at it like a spider monkey.
Come at it like a spider monkey. Yep.
I bet nobody gets that reference.
Why? What is that reference?
Talladega Nights.
Oh, what happened on Bobby? What's Bobby Talladega Nights?
Some little kid was telling his grandpa he was going to beat him up and come at him like a spider monkey.
How do you remember stuff from movies? I don't know how you remember that kind of stuff. Almost, and then we have to do our every other square still. We got to do our middle square. But y'all, I love this. So you can just imagine that I don't do this when anyone's around. Matt's never out here with me when I'm doing this. That would be really boring because I don't talk. And I just lose myself. I don't turn the radio on. I don't listen to podcasts. This is like meditation for me. I just focus. It requires like really deep focus.
You don't hold your breath?
I do hold my breath. I'm doing really good to be talking to y'all right now. I do hold my breath though. Isn't it cute though? So cute. So cute. Little crooked. Little crooked.
Oh, thanks, Catherine, for replying to Sherry.
My Sherry?
I never saw the question.
What'd she say?
What's the difference between silk and chalk paint?
Oh, thank you, babe. Thank you, Kathy, for answering her. Yeah. Silk all
Ashley loves doing detail work like that.
She does.
She must be a lunatic too.
She's crazy too. So I'm going to take this little extra square. I'm going to do this angle of the square first. I'm going to try to do both at the same time. The bottom and the top. See that? Because this is a good, coming at it from the right, this is my best angle. So I'm going to do bottom and top and take care of 2 strokes at once.
She says it's amazing zen time for her.
Yeah, it really, really is. Bottom and top.
Hello, Waco.
Waco.
Waco, Texas.
And don't lose your train of thought or you'll paint like the wrong square. And then that would be really sad because you've worked so hard and you lost your vision, you sacrificed your vision, and then you would paint the wrong square. All right, we're gonna go up here in the top. Yeah, I'd love to be telling you all about silk paint, but I can't talk that much. Talk to him, babe.
What would you like me to talk about?
I don't know. What do y'all want Matt to talk about? I can't just let him just watch.
Well, that's what this is about, isn't it?
I know, but
Painting.
But I like to talk. You have to talk.
Tracy's more of a talker than I am.
I'm
If
sure.
y'all haven't noticed,
I'm
she
sure
can-
they haven't
she
noticed
can
that.
Just kind of wing it on a 3-hour video. Oh, Funk Your Junk is on from Australia.
Oh, hello, that's Julie, right? No.
Donna says she has to stop watching because she's holding her breath too.
Oh my gosh! Don't pass out, Donna.
I do that during movies all the time.
Yeah, I used to do that when Haley competed in gymnastics on the beam, on the balance beam.
Ashley says, "What's my favorite thing to cook?" I can't eat any of my favorite things anymore, so I don't really enjoy cooking that much anymore. But I used to like making King Ranch chicken or chicken enchiladas.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, his chicken enchiladas are so good. You know what else you used to make all the time, babe? Was that rigatoni
Oh yeah, I miss
with the
rigatoni.
cherry tomato, with the cherry.
Yeah, and vodka sauce.
Oh my
and peppers.
gosh, that was so good.
That was good.
We don't eat that anymore, do we?
No, we need to keep that in mind for cheat night next time we have one.
I haven't had it. See? I talked. Dang it.
Where?
I'm all funky right there.
Yeah.
Nope, I got a boo-boo. I'll have to go back and fix it.
Just corner it.
No, it'll be too big. It'll bug me.
I don't know that I can zoom in anymore, Diane, without being in her head.
Y'all be counting my hairs. So I did 2 strokes per square from that good angle. So now I'm coming at it from the top and just hitting this bottom right corner of all of them. It's tedious. It's tedious. You know what's funny is people say, "Oh my gosh, you're the most patient person in the world." Am I patient, babe?
Oh yeah.
I am the most non-patient person in the world, honestly.
That is true.
So now I'm going to
I can
do
vouch for that.
this top part.
Alright, let me see here.
So maybe that's why it's so good for me, because maybe,
Juana, I can't eat that stuff because I'm a type 1 diabetic.
Juana's on. Juana. Yeah, it's not because, you know, he's like, "Oh, I worked out too hard and I don't want to ruin my diet." Right, babe? Do you work out?
Yeah, all the time.
No, you do. You are such a liar.
You just don't see me.
You work out in your brain? In your brain.
It's all natural brawn.
Uh-huh. Good genetics. Except for the diabetes part.
Yeah, except for that.
Let's see. I just have one boo-boo to fix. But we are almost there. Actually, I have two. I have that boo-boo right there to fix too.
Yeah, you can't even tell what's there.
I do have a little, okay, so you know that little pointer I asked you to wash, babe? Where'd you put it?
It's in there in the water. You need
What?
one?
Yes, I need it. I do need it.
All right, thanks.
He is gonna go get the pointer brush for me because that's what I'm gonna use to fix those boo-boos. And plus I have right there a black that I'm afraid if I do it, I'm gonna get black on the side. So I'm gonna have him give me that little brush, and I'm just opening back up my white cap. Man, y'all are close. We are so close. You done?
Scrubby.
What?
Had to use the scrubby on it.
Why? Because you forgot to wash it?
No, it was in the water. You forgot to give it to me.
It's okay. Thank you. All right.
Hey, I'm getting a low battery. Warning.
Tiny, tiny, tiny brush. And I'm going to go back and fill it, fix my black square right there. Oh, now it's perfect. And there's another little spot right here that's bugging me. I'm going to fix that. Oh, yeah. Oh, perfection. Okay, now I'm going to wipe the white off, and I am going to get my black on my tiny little pointer brush, and I'm going to go down here and see if I can make this by, I'm not going to brush it, I'm just touching it. I just want to give an idea that that square is supposed to be down there in that corner. See? See? And I probably should do the same thing over here.
Zia says she purchased the Dixie ball brush and it's giving her lines.
What paint are you using it with, and what brush is it? If it's the chalk mineral paint, you definitely want to be using a little bit of water with it, and you want to be light, touch it light. You use the brush lightly, like you're petting a cat, like you're really relaxed and petting a cat. You want to pet the cat, not kill the cat. That's what I tell people. If it's silk, same thing. Don't go back in it. Dang it, I got it. If it's silk, lay it down. Don't go back in it, or you'll put grooves in it with your paint. You don't want to do that. Okay, so I hope that helps answer your question. All right, so we're done with the black and white. So now, actually,
Should I zoom out a little bit? Or are you
you can, no, stay here. Let's get, can I have the heat gun, babe?
What?
Can I have the heat gun? All right, stay with me, guys, because I'm going to do my highlight, but I want to make sure that this is good and dry. So hang with me for just a second while he gets this. You can just unplug that one there. Will that plug in? You're good? Oh, it's a 3-pounder? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so he is going to get me some power. Here we go. I'm going to use my heat gun and get this dry so that it doesn't smear when I start doing my red over it. When you use a heat gun, you want to keep it moving. Move. That's pretty good. All right, babe, we should probably turn that light back on. So that was a pretty good light. Okay. What? All right, so what do we need? We need the red, Honky Tonk Red. This is chalk mineral paint, okay? This is not silk. It's the only part of here that's not silk. I'm gonna use the paint that's in my lid. Got this tiny little pointer brush, putting a little bit of paint on there. And I'm gonna just start right over here. And I'm just gonna run it lightly. And I don't have to worry about if it's like sketchy or, you know, it's not a solid line. I'm gonna smear it out anyway.
Beth, you can use a hair dryer if you like. Zia says, no, how do I sign up?
How do you sign up?
Oh, somebody asked if is everyone getting Tracey's weekly emails?
Oh, probably Debbie's probably asking that. Thank you, Debbie.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. Debbie will lead you guys over to my website, and you can get signed up for my weekly email. It comes out every Sunday. And this Sunday, we have an amazing project that we're posting. Okay, so that's what I did. Now I'm going to take this. This is just an an eyeshadow brush from Target. I think it was $3. I'm just dipping it in water, just a little bit. There we go, it's in water. Now I've got a microfiber rag, and I'm just gonna take some of that water off of it. Oh, actually I need to rub this off. This has gold paint all over it. I didn't wash it off after the gold. Hold on, please hold. Rubbing it into my rag, get all my gold off. Okay, now water, get rid of my water. Not worried about this drying because it's chalk mineral paint. It reactivates with water. So I'm gonna go in here like this and just activate it a little bit, just like that. Wipe off a little bit more water. Now it's had time to kind of activate. I'm just gonna start working it in, just like that, and it'll start to spread in to, there we go. It takes a second just for it to reactivate. There we go. You just keep doing that, just adding a little bit of water, spreading it out until you get like a this ghosted look that's on the other side. That's what you want.
Amber says this is looking good.
Thank
Marie
you.
loves this.
Thank you. And the silk is dried, it's set. And I'm gonna put a little bit more red up in here. I don't know why that one's not breaking up, but sometimes if you add a little bit more water into it, there we go. Sometimes you have to add more water so you can actually get it to move, and then you can use your, there we go. That's what I want. It was too hard of a line. Adding a little bit of red to it. And then it'll soften out with the gold because we're going to put the gold on top of it. Now I got it a little far out, so I'm going to take one of my baby wipes. I'm just going to go in. It's a little bit dry. It probably needs to be a little bit more wet. Hold on. Man, these baby wipes are drying like as soon as they're exposed to the air. It is so hot in here. I'm going to kind of wipe some of that off a little bit. I want it to match the other side better. Is that a pretty good match? It'll get muted. There we go. All right, so now I was gonna blow it.
How do you mute it?
Huh? I'm gonna mute it with the gold.
Oh.
We're gonna put some gold on top of it. Okay, so let's get, where's my screwdriver? Pop this little pot of gold. This is my Dixie Well pot of gold. This will last you forever. It's a metallic gilding wax. I just use my screwdriver. I pull some out like that. I just use my hand and my finger. Oh, actually, we're not going to use my finger because I'm going to use this highlighting brush, which is where? Right here. Just taking my brush, rubbing it all the red off onto my rag until it's not leaving red anymore. Just rub, just like that. Can they see that?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm gonna take my gold. I'm just gonna touch it onto my hand like that, pick up a little bit of it, and then I'm just gonna go in here and rub some on like that. There we go. Now I'm gonna use my fingertip and actually go around this outside edge, just like I did over the rest of it. See? That look good? This one actually could use a little bit more. Awesome. Right? So awesome. I'm gonna put a little bit more inside here. I didn't quite do enough. Good? Good. This one has a little more red around the outside of it, so I'm actually gonna take my little dabber brush and put a little bit in here like that so that it kind of matches. I wanna make sure I've got a good balance between each one. Getting a little more red in there. And then I can just take any brush, kind of spread that out a little bit. So I want it to be a good balance, just like the other side. And then same thing, when we want to do these up here, you just do the same thing. You just put a little bit of red on your brush, go up in here, get up in that little crack up like that. Same thing on this side. So whatever you do, just whatever I did on the other side, I want to do it on this side. And I'm just using a tiny little brush to deliver that red, just like that. Even here in this little crack, just like that, and right here. And then I'll do the same thing with this highlighter brush, except I'm just going to rub all this gold off of here, and I'm going to add water to it, just like I did before. And I'll go up in there and kind of smear that out or soften that line so it's not so hard. I'm dipping in water, and then I'll just get up in here like this. Kind of smear that out. Let it activate, going over to the other, going over to the other side. And then if you get it somewhere you don't want it like that, you just take your baby wipe that you had, just kind of wipe it away like that. And then while you've got red on your brush, you can actually go ahead and just drag it on down the inside of this door, just like that. Get it in this corner. Or you can deliver it with that little tiny brush if you want. That's a little heavy. Got a little heavy there, so not a problem. Get your baby wipe and go over here and just kind of run your finger down. Just making sure you're matching your other side. It's all water-based. It'll just wipe off for you. And then all of that will get a little bit of a gold streak on top of it as well. Am I missing any? I think I had a little red on my brush and I kind of ran it up here on the doors like this, just to give little hints. Now look, this corner over here, I've done the same thing. So let me get this tiny little brush. I'm gonna run it through this line. Huh?
Oops.
I'm gonna run this across this line right here, just like the other side. Same thing, get a little bit of water on my brush and activate it and just kind of run it across like that. And then that's pretty heavy. So come back with my wipe, wipe away what I don't want.
Terry says this is the easiest way to blend that she's seen. I think that even she can do this. Past blending lessons is too advanced for her.
Oh my gosh, I'm so loving that. I love hearing that. Thank you. That's my point. Anyone can do it. There are always multiple ways to do something. And this is definitely an easy way to add.
Zaya says she's been collecting furniture to paint. She's still trying to perfect the craft.
Yep, practice, practice, and more practice for sure. All right, I'm not going to get into this little thing over here, but I think that is, oh, it looks like I ran some red up around here as well, it looks like. My red is even drying. It's so hot. Did I say that already, guys?
The fan.
Say it's so hot already. Let's see. There we go. Got a little bit more red up there. Take my water off my brush. Go up here and pull it across. See? Easy peasy, right?
Yeah, Becky says those WoodUBend molds look so natural on there.
Thanks. I thought so too. Even though Matt says this one's crooked. Got a little red. Just while I've got red on my brush, you know, just kind of add it to some areas. Just throw some red on there. Someone said it looks purple. That's okay. And then I've still got gold on my hand, so I can go over here and just add a little gold on the top. Oops, that was a little heavy. This you can't really wash off, so just go back over to that side and make that side a little heavier, you know, just make it work for you. We'll just put a little across, all the way across the middle here. You can wipe back some of the gold a little bit, but not like you can the paint. It will wipe off a little. All right. All right. This here, same thing, this little brush, just come at it from the above and just hit these edges like this, just like that other side. Just hit those edges. Marine
I
wood.
was wondering if you water down the chalk paint when you do the checks.
No, I used it. It wasn't chalk paint. I did the checks with the silk mineral paint, and I used it right out of the lid. There was no water. It's a good question, but no water. Nope. See, I'll just keep going, you guys. But I'm not going to. I'm going to make myself stop. We got to go pick up our girl. Okay, so that's it, you guys. I hope that whoever it was that said that this was it seemed like an easy way to blend. It's really not blending. It's just like, I don't want to insult the fabulous blenders, one of them being my very good friend Brandy. I don't want it to seem like, oh, this is like her way of blending, because she has got it down to a science for sure. But it's just a way to kind of fake it and give the overall idea. It just adds a lot of depth to your piece without it being so flat. So thanks you guys for spending your Wednesday night with us. We really appreciate it. We look forward to it. And it always feels like my Friday night when I'm done. I'm like, yay, my week is done. So if you have any questions at all, just make a comment here, tag me in the comments. And hopefully, I think Debbie's been with us and Debbie's been able to help some of you. I'd love to see you guys added to my email list. That would be amazing. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. And y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye. So I'm doing the last part of this end table, and it is 4-sided. I'm doing the last side, and this part of the process is called what I call a paint wash or a color wash. And I'm using silk paint this time, which is not usually something that I do a lot of blending or get super creative with. I usually just use it for a 1-color paint, but I'm using 2 colors this time. So this base coat that you can see right here is called Serenity. This is it right here. It's like a robin's egg blue. It's really pretty. It's kind of more of a green tint, but I call it a robin's egg blue. Serenity by Silk. And I'm now going to put a color wash of Harbor, which is a really beautiful blue, over the top of this. We're going to focus on this section right here. I'm using just a chip brush because it does not matter. We're wiping away our paint, so you don't have to have a special brush. And then I also have next to me just a package of baby wipes that I will be wiping the paint away with. And that's all you need. So this is just going to take it from being a super flat 1-color look to a kind of like a blended look, with some depth and dimension to it. And you just want to take your 1 color and just cover the entire piece. You don't have to worry about brush strokes. There's no actual like blending process that takes place. You are just rubbing it on, and then we're just gonna take it off. Paint it on and take it off. So I'm only gonna do this bottom portion so that you can see the difference between the 1 color and then the 2-color wash. I'm gonna go ahead and wash this leg out, and that's it. And then while the paint is still wet, you're gonna take your baby wipe and you're just gonna start removing some paint here. So just flatten your baby wipe out and wipe straight across it. Fold it over. You wanna add a new white side to each wipe, and just start taking off some of your color, or a lot of your color. Actually, that leg is already done, so we don't need to do that leg. Just like this. And you're only going to leave the blue in the cracks and crevices or in the corners. And it just gives you a really nice blended kind of a 2-tone look. Remember, I'm not doing this section yet. We're just working on this section right here. And if you kept wiping, you really could take off all of the blue paint if you wanted, but I mean, our purpose is obviously to have a 2-tone dimension look. So I'm gonna bring you in closer so that you can see. I know it's shadowed just a little bit, but do you see the difference between this area up here that looks all flat and 1 color, and now this area down here? Let me see if I can get you from the side here and bring you in. Do you see that? How it's got like a 2-tonal washed look? Isn't that pretty? So I'm gonna continue that on, and do the entire side in the same way, taking off most of the blue in the middle and leaving blue around these edges here.